What's going on, guys? So, just hanging out. Everybody else is in bed. It's been a long day. My little boy had COVID, so now he's in quarantine at his mom's house. My fiance and my little boy went to bed, so I'm just chilling. And I watched a video from an All American Cartel Presents about Check It TV, and I thought, hmm, I'll just come in here and talk about Check It TV. Or to see if anybody's up, see what anybody thinks about it, because it's insane, really. It's accusing him of being like in a Scientology cult, and that he knows Kylie's parents and Kylie's mom. Says that he calls her that Newman girl. That's like, I don't know about that. It's kind of strange. So maybe we can get some people in here and we can talk about it. If not, I'll just go to bed. Anyway, let me watch this video while I wait on y'all.
I know her parents and her grandfather. Kai, he said Kai, not Kylie. The creep knew her and even said that he was at the fight club to referee that night. Didn't go by Rodney. Y'all
maybe we can get enough people in here to talk about this and see what you guys think. Is it Scientology? Are they actually a Scientology cult? Because, you know, if Kylie was a Scientologist and that town is full of Scientologists, that would explain a whole lot. That would explain them not wanting to answer any questions. That would explain everybody shutting down. That would explain the police department being real touchy and sketchy about it. That would explain why AWP felt super uncomfortable while they were there. It would explain a lot, right? I mean, I'm not going to say that they are. I've heard that before and I didn't pay any attention to it. But then this guy puts this video out today and it's a pretty big video. I think it's got like 16,000 views and he's like a 5,000 sub channel. So, I mean, it seems like people are pretty interested in it. And maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But it's got a lot of accusations toward Check It TV too. Now, it was supposedly wrote by the two people in Check It TV's video that he had an argument with or something, but or didn't want to be filmed, I guess. But it, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's from them, and if it ain't from them, are they Scientologists out there for real? I mean, is that like a Scientology hub? Because they're all over the place, and Scientologists are just, I don't want to say weird because I mean they are who they are, but they're different. They have a whole lot of different takes on stuff, so they're pretty secretive too, and they got a lot of strange stuff going on with them. Like the leader's wife just disappears, and then as soon as people start asking questions, they get shut down, and all the crazy stuff that goes on inside Scientology with the punishments and the levels. I mean, a lot of people know about Scientology, right? Like y'all have all watched the documentaries on it, and the Leah Remini or whatever her name is from King of Queens, that woman coming out against it and saying what all she went through, how much money she gave them. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But to say that Juan was or Check It TV was a referee for the fight night, like I don't know if I believe all that. And saying that he's always there, always at the lake, anytime they come. It makes me feel like they're attacking him so much that either he did something to upset them or it's not really them and it's just somebody trolling the account, right? I don't know. But like I said, if they are Scientologists, it explains a whole lot. And if Check It TV does know the family and pretends he doesn't, that's pretty sketch to me, you know? Like, why? Why pretend you don't know them? What would the difference be if you know the family or don't know the family if everything's on the up and up? So either this whole little report and video from an all American cartel is either just wrong or there's a lot more going on here than what we actually know about. And we know it's a lot of weird stuff. So imagine what we don't know if it's Scientologists, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that they got it right or what? Scientology is a very different thing. However, it costs a lot of money to be in there. I was thinking some sort of cult, but when I thought maybe the mom is Wicca, what is Wicca? Hmm. I don't know what Wicca is, but from my understanding, Truckee's a pretty wealthy area, right? Like these would be people who would have money to be Scientologists. Because I mean, I know Scientologist has a lot of stars like Tom Cruise and Leah Remini and all those, but like they're putting in extreme amounts of money. But these other people are literally giving everything they have to Scientology. It's about the area, and I would love some opinions. I mean, Check It TV. I don't know what I think of him still. Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he just comes off so fake. And then he had the video come out where he released the laptop to the grandparents or whatever, and there's all the stuff around that with whether he actually called the police or not, or whether it was just his viewers calling the police to report it. And then even if his viewers called the police, why didn't the police end up getting it from him instead of them? And then why was he walking around showing everything off, making a video out of giving the laptop to the grandparents of the girl who just passed away? You know, it's a lot of weird stuff, and then putting like writing across the video about how it's copyright and fair, like as if fair use doesn't exist. If I wanted to react to his video, him writing that across that video changes nothing, but it makes you feel like he's pretty petty, you know? I didn't do a reaction to that video just because the grandparents were in it and they didn't sign off on me like putting out a video with them in it. So I didn't want to just blast them out to my people too if they agreed to be in Check It TV's video. But the way he put the copyright there definitely made me feel like he's just sketchy, right? He just doesn't represent what he claims to represent. So that's why I could believe that what was said in that video is true, maybe. Maybe not, but maybe it is. Um, I don't know. It's his voice for me. Like the way he talks, it sounds forced. It sounds like he's trying to make himself sound nicer than he really is, or trying to speak like where he's not being hateful when he normally speaks hatefully toward people. Here I am talking about somebody's voice, and I can't even talk tonight. But what proof does he have of Juan being a referee at the party? Just the Olsen guy who won't show his face on camera? Right. I mean, it could be completely bullcrap, right? That's what I was thinking when I watched it. Like, there's no way this is real. But if it's Scientology, there's a way it's real because it's you just have to watch about and understand about Scientology. If you haven't looked into it at all, it's not your average religion, and they have some crazy stuff go on. They have super like Grant Cardone is a Scientologist, right? Billionaires and celebrities, Tom Cruise, multi millionaire worth hundreds of millions of dollars, supporting their cause, and their little sign up is like, what is it called? The C Force or something like that, where they subscribe people basically for life, that you have to work for them for life and you give over everything to them, and they put locks and stuff on your devices so you can't read negativity about Scientology. And I'm sure there's like the base model of the religion that's on the outside that's not locked in like they say, but you know, who knows? Who knows? I just really want to get other people's opinion on the Check It TV guy, and do they believe that? Do they think that's just some attack video or what? Because the only reason I'm falling for it a little bit is that Scientology would explain why all the secrecy, like why the police just couldn't find the video, why or couldn't find the car, and the SF guy being out there. Is he a Scientologist? He looks like a Scientologist to me. SF investigates. Like if I had to describe a Scientologist, I would describe SF investigates. And then if the family's all tied into it, and the father maybe not, maybe it's the mom and the stepfather since they're doing the Neiman name, you know. They said that they called Kylie that Neiman girl instead of Kylie Rodney, and said that he called her Kai, like a nickname, like he knows her. Who knows if it's true though? And I'll be glad when November 1st comes so we can get answers to some stuff at least. But why has it got to be so far away? What could they possibly be waiting on to wait till November 1st if it's an accident? If they've already ruled out everybody as foul play and they've determined this is an accident, they know the cause of death because they've already done the autopsy, they know the toxicology by now. There's no way it takes that long for a toxicology report to come back. We're talking about a blood drug test here, you know? Like, I know it's a little more advanced, but still, it doesn't take that long for it to come back. And yeah, I definitely don't trust SF investigates on anything. Like, I don't know what his connection is, but if he was a Scientologist, I could believe it. That's all I'm saying about him. I feel like the police are messed up in the family, but I really don't think Checkett is anything but an innocent guy who's being blasted by big name YouTubers because he isn't as versed as them. That's possible. That's possible, but why does he act the way he acts? He brings it on himself when he does the things he does and says the things he says about those YouTubers. And then, like, with the copyright stuff on his video, writing it, that doesn't change a thing when it comes to fair use and other people making the video, because as long as they're changing his video, adding to his video, not just playing his content, it has absolutely nothing to do with anything. He just put it on there trying to like scare away people who doesn't know, and he just seems really opportunistic too. Like I get where people are coming from with the hate on him. He might be completely innocent, just a real good guy. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying he's, you know, strange when it comes to that. And everybody attached to this case is just strange. So if they were Scientologists, that would make sense to me. House of Logic. Yeah, alive. One who commented about something. Yeah, I still haven't got to look into that, but I really do want to look into that case. What you said really made me think about it. Like they they said that he committed suicide, but he's obviously murdered. Is that what you were saying? But yes, we're talking about Kylie and the new video from an All American Cartel Presents that says that Juan was a referee for the fight nights and that he knows Kylie's parents. He referred to Kylie as Kai, and that they're all caught up into a Scientology like cult. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I watched that video and was like, wow, if it was Scientology, it would make sense. They just, that's the strangest religion. A lot of people, a lot of people discredit Scientology as a religion. I think Scientology is just as much right to be a religion as any other religion. I mean, I'm a Christian. I don't stray too far away, Southern Baptist over here, but you know, I'm not a perfect Christian. Obviously, nobody is, right? And I understand that this is America and we have freedom of religion. Let people pick their own religion. If they want to be wrong, they can go be wrong over there. That's fine. But just this like almost like slave labor and shit that they do and conscribing people for life and blocking out what people can see, and they've got like a in-house snitching system where you're benefited by snitching on all your other people in your religion if they do anything, so you're constantly just judging people. And then all the fuckery, with the little devices and talking to the spirits and the aliens coming from wherever to come down as they go up the different levels. Yeah, Scientology is just out there to me. And the leader's wife just randomly disappeared one day and nobody ever saw her again. So, like, I can believe just about anything when it comes to them. I mean, look at Tom Cruise. He was a perfectly normal person, became a big Hollywood celebrity, joined Scientology, and lost his ever loving mind. Now he's always like, just his interviews. I know y'all seen him. I don't have to describe how he acts in his interviews now and the shit he says referring to Scientology and everybody else, and how Hmm. Let's just not even go into Tom Cruise because that's crazy. But Grant Cardone, he's also a Scientologist, and they all lie, right? They all lie about what it is. So they fit right into the Kylie Rodney case. If Scientology's involved, makes sense to me. Well, I mean, he showed like the comments online through the video. It like scrolled up and showed where it was written. So somebody wrote it. But was it actually the people who supposed to had wrote it? I don't know. I have no idea if it was really them. But if it was, and then they're saying he's deleting their comments and that they know him personally and that he told them that he was an AWP contractor and that he also told them he was like head of the RNC in that area and he was gonna run for office for something. Maybe he's just a dreamer, a liar and a dreamer. But that's just another strange person attached to the Kylie Rodney case, right? That's what we get. No answers. A lot of weirdos surrounding the case. A bunch of friends who don't really seem like good friends. Parents who don't seem, I don't want to say parents, but the mom just never seemed like why didn't she have contact with AWP? Why was she out eating Chinese food while they're searching for her missing daughter? I get you have to eat, right? But you've got parties of people at the banks and they're looking for your daughter and you're out sitting at a restaurant eating out. I mean, do you really, if you're a good mother, if you're a good parent, do you just take them off your mind while they're missing? Are you able to do that? Is it a good thing to do that? I wouldn't be able to. The closest I've ever had to like a missing child or anything is my little boy playing baseball and he was 5. And when the game was over and they ran out of the dugout, the whole group ran out. I was speaking to his mother and then I looked up and I didn't see him. And he had went to the bathroom with the coach, but I was panicked for like 5 minutes searching everywhere for him, couldn't find him. I couldn't imagine if I had lost my child for weeks at that point and had a huge search party just going to sit down at a restaurant and eating, you know? Not trying to judge her, maybe that's what she needed, but it gives off a bad vibe, especially when you start throwing in everything else about this case, about the cops not finding the car, telling AWP they searched it thoroughly, AWP finding it in 30 something minutes, then them not letting AWP help with the recovery, then they just trash the recovery, flip the car, bust the window, break the mirror, drag it out. Hopefully, they took her body out of the car before they flipped the car over, right? Because otherwise, that just sounds gruesome. But of course, they had to. Hopefully, they took. You think so, right? Like, hopefully they would took evidence out of the car and her body out of the car before they ever started moving the car and stuff. But did they? Because hell, they dumped out stuff. Who wouldn't take a laptop if you're taking evidence? Unless you're just not wanting the evidence to be there. I hate that this case really is somewhat like a true crime drama, you know, but there's so much with it, and it's constantly on my mind. Like, I'm constantly looking up more information about it, watching other people's videos on it, watching other people's live streams on it. And it does get frustrating when you listen to somebody on the live stream and they're saying something that you feel like makes no sense, or they're working toward a point and then somebody says something and they get derailed from that point and never say what they were leading up to. It kills me because, like, when I'm hyper focused on something, I'm hyper focused on it, and then when I'm talking about something, I'm all over the place. So I can sit and listen and zone in to what somebody's saying and then freak out when they get off path. But then I can't stay on track for anything in a conversation. That's why I haven't really done many lives, because I get scatterbrained and start just thinking out loud for the most part, especially with nobody going a back and forth with me, you know? This is all because the police won't give any updates and everyone is looking and seeing what is really going on. Otherwise, we wouldn't even notice as much. Exactly. And what police department decides, hey, this case with national attention that everybody's talking about online, we're just going to lock down and say nothing about it. And if they really believe it's an accident, because apparently there's been no arrest, I'm not so sure about that, because just like in my theory video, they had the bust with 50,000 pills like 3 days after they found Kylie's car. So I feel like maybe they found Kylie's car. Maybe they questioned people involved, found out some info about drugs and stuff, and got somebody to talk about a supplier and busted that supplier, and they just haven't charged that person, but that person's already behind bars, so they can, you know, not really push the issue out to the media or nothing, because they're not looking for somebody, they already have them. But that's a long shot, right? It could have just been a traffic stop that found the pills, but it was fentanyl, like I said in that theory video. Maybe it's a way of dealing with loss, but still, I don't know. This whole case is off. I don't know any new stuff, so although I'm in it 100%, I'm backing off a bit until I hear from law enforcement. That's what really I'm trying to do too, is not just constantly make videos about it and constantly come out with what I think, but it bothers me so much at certain points that it's like I want to say something about this, or I want to see what other people are thinking. Like this video, I feel like the video that I'm talking about from the All American Cartel or whatever, I feel like it's going to get rolled over as just false information probably. And hopefully it is false information. I hope it's not like a religious cult situation going on and that's what's up with all the secrecy and stuff, but that's the area for it, right? Like that's where stuff like this goes on, right? You tell me. I feel like Northern California, whatever. I feel like there's a lot of secret societies and wealth in that area, and that's a rough. I'm sorry, dang. They flipped the car over right away. I don't think they took her out until after. Think about that, though. I don't want to describe that, but think about that. Think about a person being underwater for weeks, if that's the case. You wouldn't want them. I don't want to describe that. And I think it's because of these other two cases that are out there as well, Sean and Collier. So you're in Southern California. Is there a lot of secret society stuff going on out there? Is there such thing as the Illuminati? Oh, hold on. Let me rephrase that, because there's definitely a such thing as an Illuminati. Now, if it's an Illuminati or not, that's a different thing. But there's definitely people in the shadows pulling the strings on everybody, using money to get their way, buying politicians and bribing officers and mayors, and it's definitely a version of an Illuminati, right? 100%. San Diego. And didn't who was it? Was it Sammy that had like an uncle or something that was a police officer in San Diego? I feel like somebody had said that at one time, that it was either her dad or her uncle that was a police officer, but I think it was supposed to be her uncle. The Delphi case. Let me refresh my memory real quick. Oh wow. So what's up with the Delphi case? What was that about? And is her dad actually a PI? I saw that, like, I know, take it with a grain of salt, whatever. But I watched the Upchurch live stream, and they were talking about having her mom's name as a point of contact for like SVF or SVT or ST investigation, something like that. And they were trying to connect that to SF investigates, but that would make sense if her dad's a private investigator, why her mom would be a point of contact for a private investigation firm. And it would make sense why they have connections with the police department. Did anybody ever hear anything else about Sammy hiring a lawyer? I know when she first hired a lawyer, everybody was saying, well, that means she's guilty. And in my mind, I was like, no, that means she might need a damn lawyer. Just because you hire a lawyer doesn't mean you're guilty. If you don't hire a lawyer, you're probably going to be found guilty no matter what. So, you know, found something in regards to Delphi today, supposedly. Been on the case for the last 3 years. Two girls get horribly killed. They have video and photos. Still can't find the killer. It was on TikTok, right? It was like they were making a TikTok or something. Is that what was happening? That's what I just read a minute ago when I was looking at it to try to see if I remembered it, but I just don't even remember hearing about it. Hey, Lena. Yeah, I heard Sammy's mom is like, I feel like they said she had a criminal justice degree. I don't know if they said she was actually a practicing lawyer, but yeah, I mean, I've heard that, but just the actual facts going through, I think it was that she had a degree in criminal justice and a bunch of other stuff, but it very well may be a lawyer. That's what you're working toward with all that, so who knows? Oh, I just still can't believe that this guy says that Juan said he was a referee at the fight night. And I mean, maybe Check It TV said that and wasn't really a referee at the fight night. Maybe he was just, I don't know, trying to put himself there or talking to somebody stupid. But I feel like the whole fight night thing is blown out of proportion a little bit, right? Like I graduated high school in 2005 to show my age, but even back then we used to use a big VHS camcorder and record ourselves fighting each other and doing weird stuff like strapping up, holding each other's hands together with a belt and then getting another belt in each hand and hitting each other until one of us stopped. Like, kids are stupid, you know? They're kids. They don't know no better yet. We did stupid stuff when I was a kid. And, I mean, I'm hillbilly from Alabama, right? So we had to make a lot of fun back in the day. Now there's fun everywhere online and YouTube and apps and games everywhere. But when I was young, we had to figure stuff out. We would do stupid stuff like fight for fun. And then with the YouTube boxing stuff and MMA growing so big, I feel like that's probably why you got more teens doing their little fight clubs now. I think it's bad. I don't think they should, but I think they do. I think a lot more do than what people expect because it's so popular now. And then with all the YouTubers boxing, it's not trained fighters doing it anymore. It's just people who want to do it. So blame Jake Paul. Yeah. I think they are spoiled kids with too much money. I mean, not too much money, but spoiled kids whose parents have enough money that they don't really have to worry about it, that they don't have to take life seriously until they're 25, 26, and they can run around and throw their life away, you know, as a teenager, doing drugs, partying all the time, drinking. I mean, how is Sammy on the news saying she was drinking, sharing drinks with Kylie? I get Sammy's not 21, but she's over 18. And Kylie was 16, so that's a terrible look. And then, even after that, not only to say that she had shared drinks with Kylie, but that she couldn't wait for Kylie to be found. That way they could share a bottle together. So, saying she wanted to drink with Kylie again. That's crazy to me. That's crazy that that just gets, glossed over. And if it is an accident, right? If it is an accident, this is something I haven't really talked about yet. But if the cops rule it an accident, is Sammy getting charged because she said she shared drinks with a minor? If the her sharing drinks with Kylie got Kylie drunk and then Kylie had a drunk driving accident, doesn't that put Sammy directly responsible for Kylie? I mean, you tell me. I feel like it does. I had my uncle was killed in a wreck where he was riding in the car with his best friend and they were both drunk, but his best friend was driving. They wrecked, it killed my uncle. We didn't get it we didn't get to choose if we pressed charges. The state automatically pressed charges against his best friend for manslaughter, for drinking and driving and killing his passenger. So, what do you think? Wouldn't Sammy be charged? I'm not asking should she. I hate the idea that if she didn't do anything like to be involved in Kylie's murder, if it was an accident, but she's on camera saying she was drinking alcohol with her, sharing cups with her. You can't share a cup with somebody without handing them that cup full of alcohol. If you're handing a minor the cup full of alcohol to drink, and then she has a drunk driving accident, how are you not charged? Yeah, yeah, I heard Jagger was cleared. I really don't know though. Like, I mean, the fact that he's cleared, that's why maybe the tow truck driver had the wrong group of people, or maybe it was a different guy with brown hair and a black SF hat. But he could have also been cleared early in the case before they found Kylie. And there's been no update yet. So if they call the police department and ask, is he cleared, they would say yes until there's an update if they thought it was a murder or a cover up. But yeah, from what I heard, he's cleared. Cleared. Well, you wouldn't have to clear anyone if it was just an accident, right? But with Sammy giving her alcohol, or whoever else at the party giving her alcohol, especially if there's older men or grown-ups, adults, men or women at the party, and they're there allowing these teens to drink, and they're reported to have been there or giving out liquor or passing out liquor or selling liquor, selling drugs at the party, and then you have a teen under the influence have a accident because of drunk driving. Seems like people should be charged that way, right? I mean, that's just how I think about it. But anyways, guys, it's 10:30 here, and I got to get up at 4:30, so I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to stop in and just talk about it for a little while because I ain't really got to do too much on the Kylie Rodney case lately. I've been looking at Debbie Collier, and Debbie Collier is insane. I don't know what to think. I was thinking maybe it was her son-in-law, but or daughter's boyfriend. I say son-in-law because they've been together for years. It says, but the daughter's boyfriend, I was thinking he would have something to do with it since the rehab's right across the road from where her body was found, 60 miles away from her home. And she Venmoed her daughter $2,385 with a message saying they're not going to let me go. Like 15 minutes after she was on camera at the Family Dollar buying all the stuff that was used to kill her with. It just, I don't know where I'm at with it. I'm kind of thinking that maybe she was taking the daughter's boyfriend or maybe the daughter or both to that rehab facility and they didn't want to go. So they ended up killing her to keep from having to go and then Venmo themselves money to get high on. But I don't know. That could be completely wrong. I don't know enough about it. It don't make sense. Why would she be in the Family Dollar just hanging out perfectly fine, buying supplies that she's about to be murdered with, and then send a calm text message saying they're not going to let me know. The spare key to the house is in the blue flower pot by the front door, but not say anything about who they are, what she thinks is going to happen, where they're taking her, nothing. That's so strange. And then the daughter's boyfriend is an MMA fighter, so that's like a perfect crossover to me. That's what I posted in the community page earlier today. I want to go through and watch some of his fights and do breakdown of basically his personality in the cage because that's your rawest form. You can't pretend to be somebody else in a fight for your life locked in a cage. No, I say fight for your life because in any fight, MMA, boxing, otherwise, street fight, you can lose your life. If you take a punch the wrong way or kick the wrong way, or you could break your neck, you could die fighting in the cage. There's been people who have. So when you're in there, you're trying to protect yourself and they're trying to take your head off. So you can't just pretend to be somebody else. You get to see what kind of traits they have, how they respond to adversity, how they take advantage of situations, how aggressive they are, how respectful they are at the end of the rounds when you're supposed to stop, how upset they get when things aren't going their way, how cocky they get when things are going their way. You can just tell a lot about a person and their personality, their attitude just by watching them fight. But like I said, I'm getting off here, having a good night. We'll see y'all another time. Thanks for coming by, and see you later.